Series goes to Cup. Rookie year last year didn't go as he would have hoped, but wins last week. First career Cup victory in Phoenix. That was awesome to see.
And what a great job he did in that race late, holding on to the win, running through those restarts and just doing his job perfectly. We talked about the old Atlanta versus the new Atlanta. It's a home game for that guy, though. Austin Hill, you come to your home track, it doesn't matter what configuration it is, you're pumped up and ready to go. And slipping and sliding a little bit there off turn 4, but a solid session for Hill in that 21.
Got to feel good about coming home. Georgia Bulldogs are national champions. Atlanta Braves won the World Championship. He won at Daytona, and here are the drivers from Georgia racing this weekend. Got Mason Massey, Austin Hill, who raced together growing up. The Siegs from Tucker, Georgia, just under an hour away. And Brandon Jones, although he's lived in the Carolinas for quite some time, grew up here in the Atlanta area. Brandon told me last night his mom's going to be at the race this weekend. He said she lives in North Carolina and has for a long time, but typically doesn't come to the races because we're racing in Atlanta. She wanted to get back home and see some family and friends, so she'll be at the race later today. And Brandon having a good showing in practice, currently 8th. Second place for Jones last week in Phoenix.
Certainly late in that race, just got stalked down and taken over by Noah Gregson, but a great run for Jones in Phoenix. You see Stephen Parsons in the 99 car. Jones is going to call it a session. Probably practice a little bit of pit road entry there. Adam will have to watch that later this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, the only way we would have a green flag pit stop is in that final stage, but it's possible that it could happen. And when I say a green flag pit stop, I mean a scheduled stop. We wouldn't have any in the first or second stage just because of the fuel window and the way it is set up.
3 of the Collin cars there playing around together.
I asked Landon Castle, how do you prepare for this race? He said, run lots of laps at Coda, where he raced next weekend. Basically meaning, I'm not sure there's much you can do to get ready for this. I want to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row for the road course next Saturday in Austin, Texas.
See Castle going slow. I think he did just what we talked about. He was trying to practice his pit road entry. And you want to get more than you want to give it your best in practice. Give it a little bit more even so you can know what your limits are. This is Landon Castle finding his limits, trying to get to pit road. I don't think I'm going to make it. You don't want to slide your tires and do any damage there, but even though that was aborted and didn't go as he planned, that was a learning experience. It's something that he can now use when he goes racing this afternoon.
How does closing rate for a driver on other vehicles in the draft and that sort of thing compare to preparing yourself for that run to pit road as you close on the entry line and making sure you don't speed and all that?
Yeah, it's just another part of the game that you just have to make sure you're on top of. You get a big run and you try to make the move in the draft because of the run, and you're not clear. That's a mistake you can't afford to make. Same thing with coming to pit road. You've got to make sure you're precise. These athletes that jump over the wall and change the tires and fuel these cars, they work tirelessly 7 days a week on their craft. The driver wants to make sure he does his job so they can do theirs.
Time has run out on this practice session for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Red and black flags being displayed. The quickest of the session, Jeb Burton. Listen to these names in the top 10. Gregson, Mayer, Moffitt, Weatherman, Brown, Gibbs, Jones, Creed, and Austin Hill. What a mix. And we'll see more of that later today when we go racing live on FS1.